I can't say enough of how this center influenced me and the benefits that my wife got from it. I thought nobody can take care of her like me, and I knew I had to do something for my family. It's in their hearts that they want to provide the care for the people that deserve it here.
Welcome to this edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today, the mayor of Baltimore, Mr. Bob Kalish. Welcome, Bob. How you doing?
All right. Thank you for inviting me to the show today.
Thanks for being here today. We appreciate it. I know you're busy. You got a lot going on. And
well, we like to get out and about.
The been mayors of Baltimore since 2000.
Right.
Graduate of Liberty Union High School. Graduate of The Ohio University.
I attended there. Yeah.
And just talk a little bit about Baltimore, and I know there's some big news. Green Gourmet is coming in.
Yeah, Green Gourmet of Ohio is 123 jobs coming to the village of Baltimore. That was a partnership with the village, with Fairfield County Economic Development Director Shane Farnsworth, as well as the state of Ohio. And it's a frozen microwavable food processing business, and it's going to bring 123 jobs and 50 in the first wave. And we certainly appreciate the economic incentives that the great state of Ohio helped to make this work. They are waiting on USDA final funding with that, and then once we will know when the opportunity for many in Baltimore, Fairfield County, and Central Ohio to maybe go online to WorkNet, Job and Family Services, or wherever they do decide, but we have not had that green light yet that they're accepting applications yet.
Right.
But when we do know, we'll get that information out.
And it's going to be just adjacent to the Ohio Paper Mill.
Ohio Paper Board, right? Yes, it is.
And I know we talked about just a shot in the arm for Baltimore, but Fairfield County in general also.
Well, when you get 123 jobs in this day and age, in this climate of economic climate, it was buzz. I was out and about in greater Fairfield County, and it's a buzz not in Baltimore only, but all throughout the county in Central Ohio. So we certainly, our prayers were answered on that. We hopefully look for a great partnership.
One of the things that I'm most excited about, I've talked to Shane Farnsworth a couple times, and the company coming in, Green Gourmet, wants to hire local people wherever possible in those positions.
Yes, they do. I mean, they want to hire local. They definitely want to be a long-term partner in our community in Fairfield County, in Central Ohio, and they want a local partnership and a local hiring on that. And yes, I think it's going to be a very good partnership for Fairfield County and the village of Baltimore.
There's a lot of activity within the village itself. I know there's a new middle school. There's the high school was remodeled, but also all three schools have received an excellent ranking.
Yeah, all three schools from the state of Ohio have received excellent rankings, and we have an honor to have one of our high school, one of our residents on our school board of the state of Ohio, Joe Farmer, and he will be presenting some banners in the next school board or a couple meetings here in the early part of October. And the excellent rankings will go to the Liberty Union High School, the middle school, and elementary school. And that's great economic development news. We are finishing up with the turn lane. You might see orange barrels along State Route 158. Unfortunately, that in the next 2 weeks or so should be completed with weather. And then in shortly thereafter, we should have with the school superintendent Matthews, with a dedication and a formal open house for everyone to see the great facility.
It's got to make you pretty proud of what's happening in the village of Baltimore. You've been around a long time. I mean, you grew up there, went to
Well,
school
thank you for
there.
the compliment.
Well, what I meant was your experience.
I'll be 51 December 6th, so yeah.
Well, I got you by a couple years, so don't feel bad. But just in general, how the village has developed over the last few years. I mean, just during your term as mayor, all the different things that have gone on there. I know you've done some infrastructure work.
Well, you've seen the you don't consider sides of a community, but you look at State Route 158, and you've seen the Family Life Center at Christ United Methodist Church. You've seen the improvements to the elementary school. You've seen the junior high, the middle school, the new bus transportation facility. You see the district office being built. You've seen Jason Biggs build a new apartment complex and upscale. And you see some investment on that side of town. And Safe Route to School on 158 is an ability to take the children on a sidewalk from a large section of Baltimore to the north, to south, to the schools. I have not done this by myself. It has been a partnership. So I certainly appreciate council, staff, and the committee.
Talking with Bob Kalish, the mayor of Baltimore, what's been, when you started in 2000 till now, biggest change that you've had to face from the political side?
Well, when I first got in, it was not I won pretty handily, but it was a hanging Chad mentality. You know, it was sort of like the presidential people. It was like, you know, I don't think he could be a team player. He wasn't going to succeed. I worked through that, turned the other cheek, and partnered with council. And over a period of time, I think the best accomplishment I could say is thinking out of the box a lot in 2006 and bringing Mike Tessie and a statewide search for a police department for the chief. That, I think, is my greatest legacy as a mayor, is when we partnered with the community to think out of the box and have a community assessment in 2006, and then finally narrowed the search down for Mike Tessie. We got a great full-time police department from top down, bottom up, and a great staff, great officers, and Dare and Jason Hargett and Dave Kennedy and Bill Putman and Jim Cruz. And we have a great staff. We were a part-time police department when I got to be was mayor, and I helped formulate a full-time staff. And I think with a partnership again with council and the community and the administration and the fiscal officer and village administrator, we tried to partner. So I think that's some of accomplishment.
What drew you to politics? When
well, I was. You know, that's a unique thing. My dad was former county school superintendent, and I think I followed in his footsteps, except for education. I went and I said, I think politics might be the calling, and some people might not think it's my calling, so sorry. But you saw a different, lighter Bob Kalish today. But I think in 1981, when I first ran for council, I've been in office for 29 years, and I've been blessed, and I'm rerunning without any opposition, but I think it's blessed. I think I think that if you try to help people regardless of their status, regardless of their party affiliation, you throw all that out and you try to help the common person and the business entrepreneur move forward. And if we had that in Washington, D.C. today, we'd probably be a blessed and richer nation. I don't try to ask people what they are as a party affiliation. We try to move forward and to move forward. And I think hopefully I tried to make an improvement. Thought I could be a team player and move the community forward with goals and objectives. And I'm still trying to be a critic to myself at the same time, because I can always improve too.
One of the things about the Village of Baltimore, there are a lot of small businesses there. And you had a campaign a couple of years ago about Buy Baltimore, and it was very successful. Talk a little bit about that.
It was a Buy Baltimore campaign. It was sponsored by the business community. With that, it was an initiative that we had a loyalty card. It was adopted sort of like, we go to the big box stores, they have a loyalty card for that. And it was an instant savings. It also instilled people to buy local, and the importance of that, from your gas to some the groceries and your services too. So it's still being implemented and worked on. So I think the effects of that is still seeing some domino effects to the largest businesses to the small today.
Baltimore sits geographically in a very strong situation between 158, Route 70. Is it something that you want to see Baltimore grow and expand to the size of even Lancaster?
Well, we have to expand and we have to grow eventually, or you're going to, we're 2,966 in our population. We went up to around 85 at the last census. I do not think in my time will be as large you're at 33,000 here in the city, but we do have to see some business, the housing and some moderate growth. So if you don't start to grow your local business and the roof, you have to have that. So
one of the challenges that today's economy for cities, villages is funding. Drastic fundings from the state, drastic fundings from the federal government. Talk a little bit about how Baltimore has prepared itself to handle that. I know that you've worked on a couple different grants and some other things.
Well, we were prepared for that 4 years ago. 3 to 4 years ago, we laid out cost-saving measures. We've cut around 4 staff positions, not filled them. We've have a full-time police officer we've not filled. We've did not give raises last year. We've cut back and shopped around for the best practices for insurance. So we have tried to. Our finance committee is vigilant. They are looking at the revenue with the administration and the village administrator and fiscal officer and myself. We all work as a team, as well as the department head. So we weren't doing this just in the first of 2011. We were doing it over a period of years. So for some communities where the hurt came in, they started a little bit later. We were doing it a couple years ago. On the grant side, we had a improvement with state help with the Cultural Facilities Commission, thanks to State Representative Jerry Stapleton and State Senator Tim Schaefer for the improvement to the brick and mortar work, for the tuck pointing of our municipal building, the town hall. And tucked away into that building is an old theater. And then we have on 158, we have an old Victorian opera house or theater that's not been used. So we got the money for the outside work to try to preserve the old theater and the town hall. So it's up to $50,000, and we have all facilities, all sides. We're working on the west side now, so we have been blessed to get some grant money for that.
Some of the challenges that the Village of Baltimore faces in the next 5 years, 6 years?
Economic development opportunities and bringing new business to town, and on budget restraints as we continue to be cut further in funding. You know, sometimes we hope that with the budget cuts, we don't have further mandates. And on the local level, we try to provide the local services like everyone else does, but we can't be producing further mandates and adding them to our costs. So, you know, how we're hoping that the national economy, you know, starts blossoming and gets better.
Oh, last
Because-
summer you had you were instrumental in bringing the state mayors convention to this area. Is that something that you sat down and talked to other mayors of the same size and said, "How are you handling this? How are you doing that?"
Well, I did ask Mayor Dave Smith, you know, since he was a host mayor, if it was, you know, are you okay with bringing the state mayors to town? And he raised his hand and said, yes. And, you know, I certainly have to have the mayor of the host city agreeing to that. I did partner with our County Mayors Association when I was president of that to do that. And then we partnered with the Visitors Convention Bureau, and then the Ohio Municipal League is our parent organization with the Ohio Mayors Association. So to answer your question, yes, we partnered with as many as we could in Fairfield County. Our County Mayors Association, Greg Ireman, Kathy Lebeck, with the Visitors and Convention Bureau, the hotels, the country club for facilities, Crossroads hosted our event out there for the meetings on West Fair. They did a superb job. And the Glass Museum with a reception in downtown Lancaster. So we tried to highlight and showcase Fairfield County as much as we could in Lancaster's rich heritage for the glass, and it's my ultimate goal is to work on the next convention. I don't know what that is going to be, but I think the modest conventions of 100 to 125 get overlooked in a major 3C city, because you know they can bring in the thousands of convention. I think the city of Lancaster is prime. It's conveniently located to Columbus. They got a county airport. They need that, and it's minutes away with great transportation. So I think that they certainly could probably pick up 4 to 5 conventions a year if they would like it.
You've been involved in politics most of your adult life, at least, if not your
Probably
childhood life. And you started on a new venture. You're partnering with the Fairfield County Board of Elections to bring 18-year-olds to the polling place, training them. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think it's quite crucial. I'm partnering with the Fairfield County Board of Elections, Susie Bloom, and the board staff there in the Board of Elections to partner to bring 18-year-olds to be precinct workers on Election Day. It is crucial that we partner with our youth for the opportunity for them, the young ladies and men, to know how the republic and how the democracy and how our election works. They can become a precinct worker or a facilitator. Facilitator will guide people if it's a multi-voting center at a precinct. They can do that, or they can be a precinct worker. You must be 18 years old. You must be a registered voter, and must be good standing of your high school. So, and I think we've got every district, north, south, east, and west, and I dropped it off today. Liberty Union High School with Superintendent Matthews. I think I would like someone from Baltimore and Liberty Union to participate, but this could go everywhere in Fairfield County. It should be a pilot that we can, with my association, with the Mayor's Association, I can partner with the other districts.
Now, is there criteria for these individuals to get into it? I mean, they have to be a certain GPA or anything like that?
I think that's controlled locally by the school, okay, and it's controlled at the local issue of the school, and if they will approve them to be away, they will get pages like everyone else, but they get to understand the process. So I think that aspect is there have to be a registered voter, 18, and a good standing from the school. What that good standing is, and that criteria is determined by the local school district, and we'll allow the local school districts to make that decision of who they decide to send.
Do you sense in the last presidential elections or presidential election coming up, do you sense a more grassroots attitude of people in America getting back to politics and becoming involved in whatever party they want to?
Well, I think 2012, you're going to see a record turnout, people coming out on both sides. And I think with some statewide issues this fall, you might have some people coming out. It goes up and down. It's reciprocal. Some people, but I think what way, if they want to keep who's in, or if they don't want to keep who's in 2012, I think that both sides of the aisle will try to get the base out, and they will work. And some of the statewide issues, like in the state of Ohio, that are for health care, and some of the Senate Bill 5 or the Issue 2 are just a precursor to 2012 in some for the presidential election. And sometimes how the state of Ohio goes in a presidential election goes the nation. So, state of Ohio is crucial to how and who sits on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
You've been through a lot of elections. You've been involved in a lot of campaigns with different people. Do you like campaigning? Do you like to go out?
I love it.
Shake hands?
I
kiss
love
babies?
it. Well, I mean, I love working in the job, but I love that. And I've told candidates, if you don't like doing the work before, you might not be a good office holder. And I just think that you have to go out, and people need to see you. Your associations need to see you, your faith base needs to see you, your civic groups need to see you. I mean, everyone, yeah, I do. But, if someone doesn't, it's like going to a job interview. That's how I phrase it. And, it's a, for some, it's a, it's not maybe cut out for everyone, but I certainly would like that, and encourage those 18-year-olds again, that someday that they maybe could do what I did at age 20 to run for office.
Toughest thing about being mayor?
Well, let me see. I think the toughest thing is trying to keep your head above water financially in this time, and trying to keep the budget in line, and not keeping layoffs. Because I think we got a family, and we've got a unit there in our village, and we're trying to keep the police department solvent, and keep safety forces on the street. And I think that right now is trying to keep everything, and with the Green Gourmet coming, with the school construction, I think trying to keep everything balanced, and we have done that, and we've been prudent, we've been conservative, is a positive and a challenge as well.
Possible offices down the road that you might be running for, or are you happy being mayor of Baltimore? Or do you want to go on to other offices?
I'm happy, but I see all these TV cameras right here, and here. I don't know. I think someday I would like to grow into another position. I think that if I do, I will come on your show. Thanks for the invitation.
Anytime. When you're ready to do that, you let us know.
I know. I said that. Thanks.
We'll break it here first.
I know. I'd like that. I'm. It'd be 30 years next year in office, and I think that partnerships and networking. I serve on tons of committees, and your average listeners, that really is not going to listen or resonate to them. But the bottom line is, it's all about partnerships and it's out helping people. And I might bore them on all of the committees that I serve on when they listen to it. But I love what I do, and if it's from a senior to a veteran to a farm to a small business to an entrepreneur, we're helping people at the end of the day, and I think that's what it's about. But when I do announce for another office than the mayor of Baltimore, and it's been circulated that I might run for something, you will be on, and I will tell my good friends in Baltimore before that happens. How's that?
I appreciate that very much.
But I certainly appreciate that.
Well, we're glad you could be here. Mayor, we're just about out of time, but I know you are a big athletics fan. You follow the Lions. And
I follow the Lions, and I also do This Week in Baltimore. I have to plug my show.
Sure,
I'm sorry.
No, let's go ahead.
It's This Week in Baltimore on Community Accent and 90.9 and WLOH.
That's and what time's it air?
It's on WLOH at 7:30 in the morning, and then they put it on their website and WFCO 90.9 at 3:45 on Monday. But yes, I am a very proud supporter of Liberty Union Lions, and also saying my prayers for Ohio State.
Well, that's that.
Football.
Before we leave, all right, I got to ask you just sum up this year Buckeye season already, and what do you think's going to happen?
I hope the new coach can sustain his season. We need to give him a chance, and I think once we survive we need to get through this year and move forward. And I think he'll do his very best as possible. His heart is in the state of Ohio and the Buckeyes. So let's try to, I think we'll have more victories than we'll have losses.
Guaranteed.
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 How's that?
Mayor, we appreciate you coming in. We really do.
Now, did Mayor Smith say that too?
No, he didn't. He begged off the question. I don't think
Mayor.
We'll have to go back.
I need to call him.
We'll have you come on together. We'll talk about the end of the season.
Yeah, see who had the best results.
Well, again, we do appreciate you coming
thank
in.
you.
Very busy in all your activities, and we wish you the best of luck. And,
thank you.
We wish Baltimore the best of luck.
And we certainly appreciate the partnerships that we're allowed here in this community forum, and we wish you the best of luck on your new endeavors here, and continue on.
Thank you very much. Once again, you've been listening to Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. Remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.
It's always wildfire season somewhere in America. Nearly 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by the carelessness of humans and could be prevented. But together, we can make a difference.
Watch what I can do!
Help protect the home of our forest friends.
Come on! You can do it!
Only you can prevent wildfires.
To find out more, log on to SmokeyBear.com.